They started at Bruins. Play action. Hundley near his own goal line. Fires. Intercepted. And it's going to be a touchdown. Taken at the 15 and drops. And the Bruins have got it. They're going to bring it. Hundley stands in. Fires. End zone. Wide open. Touchdown. And here's a wide open Duarte. He might take it. Touchdown. UCLA. Blitz coming on Kessler. Fires it out to Davis, and he got to the pylon. Touchdown. First down from the 13. Hundley fires, end zone, touchdown. And we welcome you back to ESPN Saturday Night Football from the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. And the number 9 Bruins of UCLA have a 10-point lead on their cross-city rivals. Brad Nessler with Todd Blackledge, partner. You know, turnovers are always going to kill you. Both teams got points off turnovers, but I still don't think that interception by Eric Kendricks should have been upheld, but it did lead to quite a swing in that late touchdown. It really did. It was a huge swing because you could tell that next time the USC defense came on the field, they had some fatigue working against them. UCLA took advantage of it. Brett Hundley was really, really sharp after that opening interception. So we start the third quarter with the Bruins in front, and we take a look at our Pacific Live game summary. Cody Kessler has struggled tonight. An interception, that touchdown pass to Davis. Even things up, and Hundley on the other hand, 3 touchdowns. He showed the interception that was returned for the score, but he warmed up in that second quarter. Well, his first pass was intercepted for a touchdown, and then he completed 15 passes to 9 different receivers, and it started with excellent protection. And now Paul Perkins on the first carry of the third quarter as we check in with Holly.
After Brett Hundley threw a pick 6 on the very first series of the game for UCLA, he's calmed down and played very well. As Coach Jim Morris said, it's because he's a 3-year starter. He knows what to do when things aren't going well and how to get back into a good groove. He's done that here in the second half. And the pressure he's put on Cody Kessler, simply, we've got good players. We're getting after him.
They are indeed, and that was almost picked off by the same guy that took it to the house in the first series.
Boy, did he read that quickly. They hurt them on wide receiver screens in the first half, and that time Sorrow was right there, and this would have been another pick 6 had he held on. Now if you're Brett Hundley and Noel Mazzoni, you got to fake the screen and throw down the field here pretty soon to keep them honest.
Third down and 7, opening possession, third quarter. Trojans would love a stop here, and they're not going to get it. First down. Lucien Pollard pulled him down, but he got the first.
Working on a Dory Jackson, who USC feels is their best cover cornerback. He went for the play on the inside, went for the football, missed the ball, and didn't get the tackle, and Lucien able to turn it into a first down.
So the Bruins have it at the 29 with a fresh set of downs. Perkins trying to go wide, and now cuts back upfield, follows some blocking, and he's got 11 more. Looked like they had him bottled up.
Well, Leonard Williams, I thought, was going to make a great play running from his defensive end position, but he ran right by Perkins. And then Perkins was able to pick up a couple blocks back to the inside and convert it to another first down.
Play fake. Hundley wants to go deep. Oh, what a catch. Duarte, who had a touchdown tonight and somehow snagged that one.
Well, this is a case of a receiver knowing where the football was and a defensive back not knowing where it is. Again, it's Leon McQuay, number 22. Didn't know where the ball was, jumped too late. Duarte jumped on time, and even though Brett Hundley was being hit as he threw, they get the big completion down the field.
38 yards to the 22-yard line. Perkins straight up the middle to the 19. Pollard made the tackle.
USC desperately needs a stop now. This is about as rested as their defense is going to be in the second half, coming right out of the halftime. And the break there, they've got to find a way to hold UCLA to a field goal attempt and not let them in the end zone again.
They had them backed up on the Bruins side of the field with a 3rd and long and let them get away. Now they've moved it back into the red zone. Perkins again broke a tackle behind the line, and he still lost a yard.
Leonard Williams was the first guy there. He forced Perkins to bounce it out wider. Pretty good pursuit by the rest of the USC defense coming from the inside.
And it was Pollard that planted him on the sideline, and it's again a 3rd and long. Empty backfield, and 5 receivers set to go out in the pattern for Brett Huntley. USC thinking about a blitz on the corner. They're going to bring it from that side. They throw the other way. Johnson's got the completion and another first down. Well, they're letting them get away with 3rd and longs here, and they picked up 9 more.
Well, 3 blocks on the perimeter. You got 3 receivers. They all responsible for a block, and they all got their blocks. You throw it to the back. You get 3 guys blocking out in front, and the back runs north and south for the first down.
And it's 1st and goal right at the 10. This is going to be a cakewalk for Perkins. Touchdown.
Boy, both guards did a great job. Alex Redmond kicked his man out. Scott Quessenberry, the right guard, pulled and got a block on the linebacker. Watch the 2 guards, 51 and 52 on this execution. Both of them did a great job, and as you called it, a cakewalk into the end zone.
Long drive of 84 yards to open up the 3rd quarter. Fairbairn for the point after is up and right down the middle. Well, they had Paul Perkins bottled up a little bit in the first half, but he's finding his wheels right now, I think. And so's the Bruin offense. They've stretched the lead to 31-14. It's a world television premiere of Taylor Swift's new single, Blank Space, plus exclusive performances by Imagine Dragons, Selena Gomez, Jennifer Lopez, and Iggy Azalea, and more. American Music Awards live tomorrow, 8/7 Central on ABC. Don't Jennifer Lopez and Iggy Azalea have that song called Booty? Right now, USC's getting their booty kicked if they don't do something about this after opening up the 3rd quarter, letting UCLA go 84 yards in 9 plays. From the goal line, Adoree Jackson gets a crack at this one. Hurls his way out to the 19.
Well, the UCLA defense has been active. They've been fast. They've used some stunts to disrupt the running game and the run blocking schemes of USC. And then they've also gotten pressure on Cody Kessler. They've been very active. A lot of early down blitzes and stunts. They've made things very difficult for the running game of USC, and they've been able to make Cody Kessler uncomfortable for the most part in the first half. Of course, that pressure caused the turnover right before halftime that led to a crucial touchdown for UCLA right before the end of the half.
First down from the 20. Kessler got pressure from behind. The ball's batted in the air and almost caught by one of the linemen and one of the Bruins. You know, you mentioned it earlier, Ledge, that Steve Sarkisian was telling Cody Kessler, you got to let it rip. We got to open it up and put it downfield. He's going to have to do that this whole second half.
Well, Kenny Clark just ran right through the center, Max Turk. Kenny Clark is a guy that, from a stat standpoint, doesn't show up much, but he makes plays. You watch him on film, and you see that he shows up. You look the stat sheet, you may not see it, but he is a disruptive force on the inside of this UCLA defense.
Actually, on second look, Kessler did a nice job of knocking that batted ball down so nobody could intercept it. Now he has about a 1-yard gain out to Buck Allen. And here it is, 3rd down and long. Bruin faithful making some noise here. Kessler on 3rd and 8. Heavy pressure up the middle, and down he goes.
Well, this is a blown assignment. This has to be a blown assignment by the left guard, Khalil Rogers, because they ran right by him. This is a defensive lineman. It's not even a blitz.
Well, Iggy Azalea just ran the open field right there.
Yeah, I mean, that is a blown assignment between the left guard and the center, and the quarterback has no chance.
That was not what the Trojans wanted to happen on their opening possession offensively in this quarter. And they've got a punt, and it's a short kick. Does take a USC roll, though, down to the 33-yard line. 10:22 remaining in the third quarter. Bruins scored on their last possession. We'll see what they do when we come back.
Saturday Night Football on ABC. Brought to you by AT&T. Mobilizing your world. And the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Only wish the traffic went that fast out here. Leonard Williams, the All-American defensive lineman, during that last time out trying to fire up the troops. They're going to need it. Yeah. They gave up an 84-yard touchdown March the last time UCLA had it, and now the Bruins have got it with better field position at their own 34.
Well, what Leonard and those guys have to hope for is that they can even up the turnover battle and create a turnover in a shorter field for their offense, because right now they're having a lot of difficulty slowing down Brett Hundley, who has really settled in after the early interception. And Perkins is starting to wake up too.
Perkins behind him in the pistol set here. Play action. Hundley flushed by Williams, and he threw it in the dirt. And we check in with Robert Flores. Robert?
He's going to get a penalty.
Hey, Brad, Wells Fargo getting it done. Let's go down the classification. FCS, Richmond, William and Mary, oldest rivalry in the South, both fighting for a playoff spot. This is Seth Fisher to put the Richmond Spiders up 27-20 early fourth quarter.
Robert, we got it to you so fast that we...
Well, Leonard Williams,
at the end of the play.
Leonard Williams made a great play and then a dumb play at the end.
Number 94 of the defense, 15-yard penalty. That's an automatic first down.
Well, he got himself too fired up, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he made a great play with quick penetration and forcing the throwaway by Brett Hundley. But then at the end of the play, instead of just getting back up off the ground and going back to the line of scrimmage, he gets into this extra stuff. And just no excuse for it. Too good a player to get caught up in that silly stuff.
Well, he's saying that Hundley kicked him, I guess.
No, you don't stand over a guy like that.
Right. Back to the line is Perkins. Check in with Holly.
Well, Leonard Williams was obviously trying to make his case to the umpire that Brett Hundley had his fair share in that, but they didn't listen. But I did see one of the lines judges actually go over and warn Brett Hundley after that play. They want him to knock it off, too. They're trying to keep things under control in this rivalry game.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, that they were going to start calling things closer and closer if they had to, just to keep order on the field. Second down and 10. Mossy Johnson in motion. They flip it out to him. And he broke a tackle or two. Mossy Johnson. And that's going to be a face mask at the end of that play.
And what we're seeing is the signs of fatigue now setting in on this USC defense. That's what happens when a defense gets tired or frustrated. You see careless penalties, you see missed tackles, and we're seeing a little bit of both here on this possession.
So 30 yards worth of penalties right here, as this is going to be a face mask on Gerald Bowman.
Foul, face mask, number 27 of the defense, 15-yard penalty. That's an automatic first down.
Again, coming into the game, UCLA, or USC rather, penalized a significantly higher number than their opponents for a lot of yardage, and these 15-yard type penalties, boy, you just can't overcome those.
So it was a 21-yard gain and then 15 more at the end of the play, and they've got it at the 15-yard line. And now Hundley, straight up the middle, touchdown. His 8th of the year on the ground.
And the first design quarterback run of the ball game for UCLA. And it completely fooled USC's defense.
And with the pass play first to Johnson and then that run, Brett Hundley has passed Cade McNown as the all-time career yardage leader for the Bruins. Extra point is good. 9:22 remaining third quarter. That's a lot of yards. And that's a lot of quarterback. And the Bruins pouring it on USC here in the third quarter. 38-14 UCLA. UCLA with another long touchdown drive. Their last three possessions have gone 68, 84, and 66 for touchdowns, and they lead 38-14. Brad Nessler, Todd Blackledge, Holly Rowe, and our ESPN on ABC crew, where there's a happy bunch of Bruin fans in this facility right now. Adoree Jackson from a yard deep. And again, only got to the 21 before he got hammered there.
Well, Brett Hundley has 8 rushing touchdowns, all in the red zone. This is Sua Cravens. It's a zone read. So Brett Hundley has got his eyes on him the whole way, and you're going to see what he sees. Sua Cravens not expecting the quarterback run. At this point, Brett Hundley says he's going to chase. I'm going to pull it and run right up through here, and it's wide open for the touchdown.
And our Goodyear blimp gives you a perfect look at it from way up above, and he was so wide open he almost tripped himself at the 10-yard line.
But that's the effect of having a mobile quarterback in the red zone, why you're so hard to defend and why UCLA scores so many touchdowns when they're in the red zone.
Trojans from the 21 now. They go back to the ground game with Buck Allen for 4. Vanderdoes in on the tackle. In the battle of the top 2 backs in the Pac-12. Perkins has had the best of it tonight so far.
Well, the UCLA defense has made USC one-dimensional, and USC's defense has not been able to do that as effectively to the Bruins.
On 2nd and 6, play action for Kessler, throws it to the back. Allen's got a first down, and he's out to the 39. Pick up a 14.
That's why if you're USC, even though you're down 24 points, you can't afford to just throw it every down and abandon your base offense. You've got to try to keep some balance, keep this UCLA defense honest, and also keep Buck Allen, who's one of your best football players, involved in what you're doing.
Had a streak of 6 straight 100-plus yard games snapped last week, and tonight they've only got 49 as a team. Flags all over the place.
And movement by the right guard.
Talamaivo, I think.
Number 60 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Talamaivo, one of those true freshmen that's starting on that offensive line. He and Lobadan, the left tackle. Just 1 year removed from high school and playing on a big stage tonight.
Allen pops out for 4 more. And it brings up 3rd down and beg your pardon, 2nd down and long.
Nelson Aguilar has been very quiet. Only 2 receptions for 19 yards. Not been able to get him the football.
The guy that caught 16 a week ago. Kessler, heavy pressure again. Down he goes again. Takaris McKinley got him this time.
UCLA with some subs on that 2nd down. Expecting pass. Bring some quicker pass rushers in. And they're just whipping them up front. That's all there is to it. They are whipping them up front and having their way with Cody Kessler.
3rd down and 17. Three receivers to Kessler's right, and he's flushed out of the pocket again. Has to throw on the run, and he drilled one to George Farmer, and that might be good enough for a first down.
It's going to be very close, but again, Kessler under duress And they're not protecting the inside of the pocket. That's the problem. If the rush comes from the outside, you can step up. That time Kessler did a nice job of leaving the pocket, getting outside the pressure, and making a tough throw to Farmer on the move.
And George Farmer's first catch of the night, good for a first down, one they desperately needed. A quick throw out to him again with his other two receivers trying to give him a block, and he only picked up about 3.
Well, Miles Jack made that play. I mean, they tried to block him. He was out there on a receiver, and that's a mismatch, having a receiver try to block Miles Jack. He just stood up the receiver and waited for some help, and it was a very short game.
Here's a pitch to Allen. Puts his head down and got close. Picked up 5. It'll be about a yard shy of the first down. So they picked up 17 on their last third down conversion. They only need a yard here. Trojans will have 2 tight ends out there on this 3rd and short. And somebody will empty out of that backfield, I would think. Nope. Play fake on 3rd and 1. Flags are down, level holding, and a sack. Vanderdoes with the sack. The 4th of the night by the Bruins. Jim Morris saying we'll take the sack and not the penalty.
Personal foul. Chop block. Number 37. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So it was a chop block, not a holding call.
Well, they brought a linebacker blitz up the middle. Watch the linebacker freeze up Vanderdoes. The linebacker attracts the attention. He's the one who draws the penalty, and Vanderdoes comes clean off of that right to the quarterback. And when that pressure comes inside, the quarterback really doesn't have much chance at all. And UCLA's been able to get inside pressure pretty consistently tonight.
Alvarado the punt. Roosevelt Davis is on the other end, and ball skips out of bounds at the 12-yard line. 38-14, Bruins in front. Just under 5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Coming up on Tuesday, College Football Playoff Committee's latest rankings will be revealed. Find out who's in. College Football Playoff Top 25 Rankings show Tuesday, 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN, and watch ESPN.
Now UCLA hoping that they're still in the conversation. A very interesting season. You know, a lot of people expected them to be a team that would contend for one of those 4 playoff spots. Got out to a little bit of a slow start, even though they were winning games. Then they had the 2 losses in a row to Utah and to Oregon. And then they've bounced back and have played very well since then.
So here's how the top 10 looks. Alabama, Oregon, Florida State, Mississippi State, TCU idle again. I don't know how they're scheduled. They had 2 early dates when they were open. Baylor has a 21-point lead on Oklahoma State right now. And of course, we saw that TCU Baylor game that was about as exciting the last 10 minutes as you can get in a football game. So it's all going to shake out in the next 3 weeks or so. Actually, 2 weeks will do it. 3rd down and 2. We'll do it here for UCLA. Perkins breaks into the secondary, and he's out to the 29-yard line. Another 9-yard gain.
Good work on the inside zone play. Nice job by Perkins, just kind of reading the movement of his offensive line and cutting it to the backside of that zone play.
He'll get the carry again. Follows his blockers off the right to the 32, and we check in with Holly.
Just to follow up on Josh Shaw, that suspended player for 10 games for USC. He has been playing corner at times this game. He's out there right now playing cornerback. And guys, just to keep in mind, he could not be in a participation mode with any of their team activities all year. He's had to do everything on his own. He couldn't even work out with the team. He's had to work out on his own, be in shape to come back 10 games into the season, and he's done pretty well so far tonight.
Yeah, he has. Always that question mark of, are you ready? As Todd said, he only had 3 practice days. Hundley, nice job by the UCLA offensive line to give him time, but he couldn't quite get it to Duarte.
You know, and just to follow up on Josh Shaw, yes, he was a starter last year, 11 games as a corner, 3 games as a safety, but this was a different staff, so, you know, a different defense. Now, he was with them in spring. He was with them all through most all of training camp before his incident and the subsequent suspension, but he has been off all year until these last 3 days.
Bruins 7 out of 11 on 3rd down conversions, 3rd and 7 here. Hundley, delayed blitz coming. He rifles it down the middle, but nobody home. Closest guy, I guess, was Tyler Scott, the tight end.
It seems like it's been a long time since USC has stopped the UCLA offense, but they get a good stop there on 3rd down, and they should get decent field position after this punt.
Up to that point, Brett Hundley was rolling on 3rd down. Passing on 3rd down, 6 out of 7 for 4 first downs. USC put a little bit of pressure on the punter, but he got a nice good kick away. Way back to the 20. And, whoa, there's going to be a late hit and another one, and flags will fly from every conceivable angle as the officials get in there to try to clear things up.
Well, Nelson Aguilar, obviously frustrated, hasn't been his kind of night in terms of catching the football. Just got to keep his wits about him now. They called the penalty. They made the right call.
Now let's see if there's more than one.
Can sense some frustration with USC.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, out of bounds. Number 27 of the defense of the kicking team. 28 correction. 15-yard penalty. It's an automatic first down.
It was on Lagasse, who's the guy that recovered the drop punt earlier in the first quarter. Right there.
I mean, it was actually pretty close. It was a hard hit, but I mean, he was on his way out of bounds.
And then you're in the wrong territory.
Yeah.
So first down at the 45 for USC. Kessler steps up in the pocket, got away from one man. Ooh, what a hit. Justin Davis. Did he hold on to the ball? He didn't. Would have been a first down.
Well, again, it's the pressure. The pressure that UCLA has been able to create on Cody Kessler, and it's mostly inside pressure that is not allowing him to just set his feet and be comfortable.
Number 73 offense.
In the pocket.
10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Zach Banner, the right tackle, with the holding call.
Here's Zach Banner, number 73. He holds right away. I mean, it's an immediate hold. He's got a hold of the jersey, working on Odigizua, who's had a pretty good night. I mean, he's been active rushing the passer.
Even with the hold, he almost got to Kessler. So that backs it up to 1st and 20 at the 35. Davis stays in the Trojan backfield. And they'll give it to him. But only a yard. That's about it. Vanderdoes in on the tackle. And the third quarter is winding down here. We're under 2.5 minutes. And the Trojans have a lot of ground to make up.
Well, I've been impressed, not just with Brett Hundley and the UCLA offense, but this defense. Jeff Ulbrich, the defensive coordinator. Of course, Jim Mora, a defensive-minded head coach. They have really been dialed into the USC offense tonight, and Cody Kessler.
And USC is going to take a timeout, I believe.
Timeout. USC, their first of the half.
They will right at the 2-minute mark. The Bruins in front, and the Trojans looking for a first down here with 2nd down and long. Kessler again. The pressure came from inside. Throws on the run and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. There were two Bruins there defensively, and they're both still down.
Well, and it's the same guy. It's Owa Odigizua, who is just so quick off the ball, and he is creating all kind of problems on the inside. He gets right inside the right guard, Colomaveo.
And then the two UCLA guys ran into each other at the end of the play. Priest Willis and Kenny Young. And they're helping Willis off the field. It'll be a long walk for him.
Yeah. And right now for USC, only 26 yards in the second half on 13 plays. And again, this UCLA defense has locked them down. Coming into the game, USC averaging 35 points a game, almost 460 yards a game.
And you don't want more penalty yards than rush yards on that chart. That's not good. There's Jeff. I was just talking about him. Spent a couple years with the Seahawks. Of course, Jim Moore was a former head coach of the Seahawks and the Falcons in the NFL. 24 years he spent in the NFL. And Steve Sarkisian says because of that, we knew he was going to scheme to take away our big play guy like Aguilar, and he's done it so far tonight. But it's the pressure on Kessler that's killing him right now.
Yeah, and you can just see Cody Kessler is not trusting his pocket anymore. You know, when you're feeling good, then you feel the rush and you see down the field. When you're not feeling good, you start looking for the rush, and that's what Cody Kessler's doing right now. He's looking to see where the guys in blue jerseys are coming from, and he's no longer seeing down the field.
Jordan Payton back as a punt returner. As Holly told us, Ishmael
UCLA.
limping around on the sideline probably won't be running punts back right now. So another timeout here with 1:13 to go, third quarter. There's the Bruins normal punt returner, Ishmael Adams, in their starting corner, and he's got both his shoes off. Holly said he was limping. He really is limping on the sideline. So they've got Jordan Payton back on the other end of this kick. And he just gets out of the way, bails out, and it's going to roll down around the 10 or 9 yard line. With 1:11 to go in the third, let's check in with Robert Flores. Robert.
All right, Brad, Dr. Pepper conference update. Missouri angling or hoping for a berth in the SEC title game. They need to beat Tennessee, then win next week. Then they're in the title game. Starting to pull away from the Vols a little bit. Matty Mock to Jimmy Hunt. It's 29-13 on ESPN. Missouri, fourth quarter.
Tell you what, you got to give the Tigers credit, don't you?
You do.
Of course, they got shut out by Georgia, but they're going to shut Georgia out of the SEC title game if they win that one and win next week as well. Huntley on a back shoulder throw to Payton, and it's incomplete. Coming up on Monday night, the Ravens heading to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Monday at 8:15 on ESPN, and watch ESPN. No other night like Monday night. Joe Flacco, Drew Brees, and their respective crews having at it. It's actually a second Monday night football game going on. Buffalo and the Jets got moved to Detroit because of the snowstorm. Call it a storm of all time, I guess, in Buffalo.
Well, that was a funny play. J.R. Tavai, number 58, was late getting on the field. He came running out and ran right into a tackle. He was the last guy on the field, and it just so happened they ran the football right to where he was running to, and he gets a tackle. Timely substitution.
Third down and 10. Trojans really need a stop here, and they're going to get one. James will go down. Leonard Williams in on the stop. That'll force a punt that might not come till the fourth quarter.
Well, you're not going to see UCLA take any unnecessary risk right now. They're going to run as much clock as they can. They feel confident that their defense has a lockdown on Cody Kessler and USC's offense. They'll take points if they get them, but I don't think they feel like they need a bunch more.
We played 3 And the Bruins of UCLA with a big lead, 38-14. Tonight's aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Whether you're going for it from a few yards out or from miles away, go with a tire with superior performance. Goodyear, more driven. UCLA is not going for it here. They're punting from their own goal line. And that's Matt Mengel. Aguilar made the catch and trying to get clear on this near side. And now he turns and wheels and goes the other way. Got to get a block, though. And he's not going to get one.
I'm not sure why Adoree Jackson didn't give him a block. He was in perfect position when Aguilar changed field to get a peel back block. And I know you don't want to block somebody in the back, but he had a chance to knock somebody out. Watch number 2 as Aguilar turns and comes back. All he's got to do is just step in front of 28. I mean, he could have got one of those that you dream about. Yeah. And instead, he didn't hit anybody, and Aguilar lost yardage.
9 yards, in fact.
Well, USC is going to have to try to find some way to take the heat off of Cody Kessler on the inside. Only 28 yards of offense in the third quarter for USC compared to 143 for the Bruins.
So they start at their 39. Kessler, middle screen. That one got blown up, too. Loses yardage as Allen's dropped for a 2-yard loss.
You know, good idea to try to relieve the pressure, throw a screen or run a draw, but UCLA having none of it. And who, of course, to make the tackle, their leading tackle, Eric Kendricks, read it quickly, ran through the potential blockers.
He's been all over the place tonight.
He's an active guy. They've got some good-looking defensive players. Everybody talks about Miles Jack, but Eric Kendricks, the nose guard, Kenny Clark, Vanderdoos, number 47. Some big-time players on this UCLA defense.
Second down and 12. They keep it on the ground. Line of scrimmage, maybe a yard for Allen. That's it.
That was Kenny Clark. Again, number 97. He doesn't get the tackle. He doesn't show up in the stat sheets, but he is so disruptive on the inside. He got penetration into the backfield, slowed down the ball carrier, and somebody else gets credit for the tackle, but he made the play.
This is the 6th time tonight that USC has had third down and 10 or more. And that's not staying ahead of the chains. 3rd and 11. Aguilar in motion. Kessler going to throw it to him on a crossing route to the 43 and out of bounds. That's the first reception for him since the opening drive. Yeah, they've just taken him out of the ball game.
Well, they've taken him out of the ball game primarily by the pressure they put on Cody Kessler. Yeah. You know, it's not so much that they've double covered him all the time or, you know, rolled their coverage to him. They just have gotten so much consistent pressure on Kessler that he's not been able to be relaxed in the pocket and go through his normal reads.
Mossy Johnson waiting on Alvarado's punt. And it's going to bounce out of bounds around the 24-yard line. 12:39 remaining in the ball game. USC's running out of time to do anything about this. Over some sad USC fans. Time for our Aflac trivia question of the night. Who's the last UCLA quarterback to go 3-0 versus USC, which Brett Hundley's about to do in the next 12 minutes and 39 seconds unless USC comes up with some big-time stops and some major offense here to try to get back in the football game. First down for the Bruins at their own 24. Johnson in motion. And Perkins, beg your pardon, that's Nate Starks.
You know, the other thing that a win tonight would do for the UCLA Bruins, not just give them 3 in a row over their rivals, it would also give them 3 straight 9-win seasons for the first time in school history. Yeah. So Jim Mora getting it done.
And he'll be 3-0 against USC in the next 12 minutes also. That's the way you want to start your coaching career someplace.
Beat your rivals, that's for sure.
Inside handoff to Starks again. Actually, Jim Moore and Steve Sarkisian are pretty good buddies. When Jim was done with the Seahawks, he was still in the Seattle area, and he got in a skiing accident, and he blew his knee up. And Sark was head coach, of course, of the Washington Huskies at the time. He said, "Hey, man, you want to use our facility to rehab? Come on over." And he was there just about every day, and they spent quite a bit of time together. So, you know, pretty good friends, big-time rivalry and everything. But they have to all put that aside, as we know, during games like this. But it's not like these guys are enemies or anything.
No.
Hundley, plenty of time. Over the middle, completes. And still running is Rossi Johnson.
Well, there's so many connections within this game. The schools are so close in proximity. So many of the kids that play on these two teams know each other, played against each other, with each other in high school. And then even the two coaches we just showed you themselves. Sarkisian has two older sisters that went to UCLA. Jim Moore has a daughter that goes to USC right now.
Right. Here's a throw that might have been a lateral, but Johnson's got it in hand anyway and got across the 50 as we check in with Holly.
Well, even the quarterbacks at these two hated rivals are really good friends. Cody Kessler told me that he and Brett Hundley are very close. They actually got to hang out together at the passing academy, the Manning Passing Academy, all summer. He said every spare moment we had, we were together. They lean on each other and how to handle their jobs as two rival schools.
Yeah, that's some good stuff. Even though there's been some pushing and shoving tonight. But that's the heat of the battle right now with UCLA winning it.
It's the heat of the battle, and it's frustration on the part of USC. You know, I'm sure they felt better coming into this game, that it was going to be a closer contest than it's turned out to be. Both teams still very much alive coming into tonight in the Pac-12 South.
Starks just keeps the wheels turning. At the 37-yard line.
Now for UCLA, if they can hold on to this, they're looking to close out their season by hosting Stanford.
They win that one, they play Oregon
for the second time.
Yep.
They met them back in October here in Pasadena, lost 42-30. It was a game that Oregon really jumped out and never looked back. They never trailed in the game. They were up 35-10 at the end of the third quarter. Even though UCLA gained more yards and ran for more yards, it was a game that Oregon pretty much controlled from start to finish.
Well, their two losses by 2 points and 12 points. And tonight's been an impressive showing. I got to think the committee with Tuesday night's numbers coming out again. They were number 9 going into the night, and this is going to be an impressive victory for them in the next 9.5 minutes. Putting both hands around that football. Nate Starks, a true freshman out of Vegas.
Well, the thing that's obvious about UCLA is that they're playing their best football down the stretch. After those two losses, they put together 4 wins in a row. This would be the 5th win in a row. And they are playing their best. And I think if you had to pick one particular part of the team that has spearheaded that, it's been the offensive line. The improvement up front on the offensive line.
And you know, I think what the other thing that Jim Moore has done in his 3 years for the Bruins, and it Starks again breaking tackles, heading all the way to the end zone. Did he get there? Out at about the 2, I guess. But I was going to say, and they're showing it right now, Todd, this is a tough football team. They used to have that soft moniker, and I don't think that's you can look at the powder blue uniforms all you want. These guys get after you.
You know what, though? That powder blue is darker than it used to be, too.
That's a good point.
I think with the darker blue, they've gotten a little tougher, too.
First and goal. This might be a Hundley moment. Whoops, dropped the ball. That's not the moment he was looking for, and USC's got it. That's Leonard Williams. I'm not sure if he was trying to hand that off or was trying to pull it back out, but it just squirted in the air.
It was a little bit of a high snap that he mishandled. And whether it was a give or whether it was his own read, he just mishandled the snap. A little bit high, didn't catch it clean, and never able to secure the football.
So USC's got it back. There's still some hope for the Trojans, even though they're deep in their own territory when we come back.
Saturday Night Football on ABC. Brought to you by Pacific Life. For insurance, annuities, and investments, choose Pacific Life, the power to help you succeed. Ford. Beautiful things happen when you go further. And Dr. Pepper. Always one of a kind.
Back at the Rose Bowl, the home of the Bruins for the past 33 years, and they are giving the home fans what they wanted tonight so far. That's only the second time all year they've failed to get points in the red zone on that turnover a moment ago. That's given it back to USC at the 9-yard line. Out to the 15 goes Justin Davis.
Well, we mentioned UCLA with their last game against Stanford. USC with one more game as well, from one rivalry game to the next.
Notre
Dame coming in here next.
Again, Arizona State had some early trouble today, but then they won. And so they've got Arizona in Tucson on Friday. Another good run by Davis. Picks him up a first down out at the 26-yard line as we check in with Holly.
Well, guys, Ishmael Adams out of this game with a left ankle injury for UCLA. He's their cornerback. So the guy that was in for him was number 15, Priest Willis. He took that hard hit on the sidelines. They've evaluated him for a concussion. He's not out there. So number 9, Rios is in.
Marcus Rios, the guy playing the spot. Going forward, though, if Ishmael Adams is sidelined for any amount of time, that's not going to be good because he's their main return guy and their best cover.
Well, we had a kickoff return, 100 yards for a touchdown in a game. He had 2 interception returns for touchdown, and a 95-yarder against Arizona State earlier in the year, a 20-yarder against Virginia in the season opener for touchdown. So a very dynamic guy when he gets his hands on the football.
Kessler throws in the middle. Allen picks up 5 more on the screen pass. And he gets up limping. Allen's going to go out, and that'll bring Davis back in, I'm sure. And a 3rd down and 5 that the Trojans absolutely have to have here. We're approaching 7 minutes. Aguilar in motion to the top of your screen. Kessler's looking left the whole way and fires.
That's complete.
Yep. Juju Smith.
Good timing, good position for the football. Juju Smith working on Rios. Rios took a hard inside position on the out route, and good footwork on the sideline by Juju Smith.
Juju Smith will be the next budding star at that wide receiver position. Aguilar is a junior, so there's a possibility he might return. A lot of people think he might go pro. Kessler flushed out of the pocket on the run, throws a nice pass again for a first down, and that's Darius Rogers.
Well, we were at a game earlier this year. You mentioned it already, the Baylor-TCU game. TCU had a 21-point lead in the 4th quarter, and Baylor came storming back at home, scored 24 unanswered points, and won the football game. Not unprecedented.
Unlikely, though.
Yeah. Didn't have the same feel as this one does right now.
And especially when your quarterback's going down instead of getting it out of his hands. And that's a season-high 5 sacks now tonight for UCLA.
Well, that time Cody Kessler held the ball quite a while. I mean, he had some time, couldn't find an open receiver. Man under coverage. There were 2 deep safeties with man underneath, and nobody got separation for Cody Kessler. And that sack was due to the coverage as much as anything else.
Davis back across midfield. Well, the college football night is almost coming to a close, but we'll kick it into the NFL gear tomorrow morning. Sunday NFL Countdown presented by Snickers at 10 o'clock. Chris Berman and the guys with all the latest news and updates from around the league right up until kickoff. NFL Countdown. You can also watch it. Watch ESPN. We'll have it for you as well. It's been a good crowd tonight. They've been noisy all night long. Kessler down the middle, flag on the play. Rodgers had a hand on it, and the flag is in the secondary. I think it's going to be a hold.
Yeah.
Holding number 10 of the defense prior to the pass. 10-yard penalty.
Yeah, it was away
That's an
from
automatic first down.
Away from where the ball went. It wasn't on the intended receiver. Fabian Moreau, working on the outside, was tied up with his man. An automatic first down for USC.
At the 36-yard line of the Bruins. Kessler pressured up the middle again. Again, another crossing route that got Davis down to the 31. And he's a little slow getting up.
Another tackle by Kendricks.
Nelson Aguilar, last 2 weeks, 24 catches for 436 and 3. And tonight, 3 catches for 24 yards. Kessler is going down again. That's number 6.
Again, and that's the biggest reason why Nelson Aguilar has not had a big night. It's not so much that they've covered him like a blanket. They have done some good things, but the pressure that UCLA has been able to create on Cody Kessler and the lack of comfort that he's had in the pocket has been the biggest reason.
They have made his life miserable back there tonight, that's for sure.
But Diggy Zuwa, I just love saying, I dig saying his name.
I dig the way you do it.
Yeah, he has been good.
Cody throws this one, completes. Bryce Dixon, the young tight end, got it back inside the 30. And 4th down coming up with about 2 yards yet to go. Fourth and 2. Kessler's going to go deep on a 4th and short. Incomplete. Intended for Farmer. Juju Smith, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, they're going to get Rios for pass interference because he never made a play on the ball. He just ran towards the receiver. Never got his head and eyes around. Never made a play for the football.
This is more action than Rios has seen in most of the games this season because of those injuries.
Pass interference, not playing the ball, number 9 of the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. That's an automatic first down.
There's the contact, and his head never turned around, and his basically ran right through the receiver. So another first down by penalty for USC. That will set it up at the 14-yard line. Buck Allen is back in at tailback for the Trojans. Wow, what a catch by Allen. And he's got it down to a 1st and goal. Not sure how he stabbed that one, but he did. 12-yard pickup.
High throw, grabbed it with one, never broke stride. Switched it to his right arm to protect the football. It's pretty good instinctive play that time by Buck Allen.
And then put his helmet right into Miles Jack. Here's Allen on the carry and the touchdown. 3 yards for Buck Allen and the score.
Little zone play. They had blocking outside, but Allen has the ability to cut that anywhere he sees a crease. Even though the play was designed to go outside, he saw a crease inside, turned north and south, and got it into the end zone. And now USC will line up to go for 2. Try to make it a 2-possession game. You have to take 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions.
So from the 3, going for 2. And just over 3 remaining in the football game. Juju Smith in motion. Kessler's in trouble. Throws to the goal line. Did he tuck it in there? I think maybe he got it. Well, we're going to end up at the 20-yard line, but was it in? No.
Well, we have a penalty, too, which may or may not be for roughing the passer at the end of the play.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 58 of the defense. Half the distance to the goal line. Replay the try.
Deion Hollins with the personal foul.
Hollins is coming on the outside blitz. Or actually to the bottom.
Man.
Good hard hit up high as the ball was released.
Could have almost been a targeting foul there. So to take a shot like that and only move it a yard doesn't seem fair somehow. And now the officials are going to have a little committee meeting.
The previous play is under review. The pass was caught short of the goal line.
Well, they're going to review to see if the ball crossed the plane. All it has to do is cross the goal line. I don't think they're, the penalty was already called, but was it a good try? That's what they're looking at right now.
And then, as we said, the Bruins defense pushed the receiver all the way out to the 20-yard line. It'd be kind of hard to overturn that, I think.
Yep.
Again, Fred Gallagher is the replay official.
Very may well see USC go for a run on this try.
Yeah.
The ball inside the 2-yard line.
And here's the call.
After review, the ruling on the field stands.
So another 2-point try coming up for the Trojans. A little bit closer, as Todd said, and maybe you could try to run it in here instead of throw for it. At any rate, after this play, be it successful or not, we'll be seeing an onside kick. From just outside the 1. Allen's the tailback. Now they shift Telfer, the tight end, over to the other side. They look a little confused right here.
Wow.
Oh, boy. Going to take a timeout. Yeah, that'll make you exhale as a head coach on the sideline. We'll take a timeout and see how they do on this 2-point conversion in a minute.
Their second of the half.
Tonight's aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Whether you're going for it for a few yards out or miles away, go with a tire with superior performance. Goodyear, more driven. Giving us some beautiful shots of the Rose Bowl here in Pasadena, as well as a couple of really good replays. Touchdowns. Here's a 2-point conversion attempt for the second time. They fake the run. Kessler rolling to throw. Finds an open guy, but he didn't get there. Dixon brought down at the 1. And so it stays 38-20.
He didn't get there, and then he got hit, and the ball came out. Good defense by UCLA on the 2-point conversion.
If you like onside kicks, hang around. We got one coming up. Well, earlier we asked you the Aflac trivia question. Who's the last UCLA quarterback to go 3-0 against USC, which is what Brett Hundley's about to do? Cade McNown. 95-98 was the number 12 selection in the first round by the Chicago Bears, but he was a Johnny Unitas award winner that year. They won 20 straight over those 2 seasons at one point when Cade was slinging it around with the left arm. Finished 3rd in the Heisman balloting. And Brett Hundley passed him tonight on the all-time yardage list. Here comes your onside kick, and did it go far enough? It did. And USC's got it.
Well, the question is, did they touch it first, which I think they did. That's why I think UCLA is going to get the ball. It ultimately went far enough before it was recovered, but it touched a USC player first. It might even have been Hadari, the kicker. Either that or Pollard, number 10.
UCLA will take the ball at the spot of illegal touch.
That was Pollard.
Yeah, it hit Pollard.
Hit him in the left ankle. So UCLA's got it at the 43. That's just a matter of chewing up clock. USC can only stop it once. Stark stays in there at the tailback spot. He's got the handle. Flags are down. This one's coming back. Another tough run, though, by the freshman. That'd have been on Massington, the wide receiver.
Holding, number 49 of the offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
That's Moala, the tight end.
I'm just wondering how he even gets that helmet on his head.
I'm wondering if it has to go up like 2 sizes, too. You think?
That is a lot of hair coming out of that helmet. Man. You see 71 on the back of his helmet. He's normally a tackle, but he's worked at tight end this week.
And thus the number difference.
49 on the shirt, 71 on the hat.
Perkins to midfield, and we check in with Robert Flores. Robert.
All right, Brad, Taco Bell studio update. Right now on ESPN2, it's Boise State and Wyoming. Grant Hedrick to Shane Williams-Rose. Boise State has added another touchdown, and they lead Wyoming. 14-zip on ESPN2.
Here, a 38-20 lead for UCLA, and we're approaching the 2-minute mark. Bruins about ready to go to 9-2, 6-2 in conference play. And they've got one more order of business, and that's Stanford. And they would go on to play Oregon for the Pac-12 championship. It's going to be a 5-game winning streak now for the Bruins. And as we've said basically throughout the game, they're playing their best football when they have to.
Yeah, much different looking football team when they are now than they were when they started the season.
Perkins goes down at the line. Leonard Williams makes another tackle. Don't forget, on Tuesday, College Football Playoff Committee's latest rankings are revealed. Find out who's in, at least for the time being. College Football Playoff Top 25 rankings show Tuesday at 7 Eastern on ESPN and Watch ESPN. Well, the UCLA fans that have hung in here throughout the night, tell you what, he wouldn't have had a couple of games in there where things didn't go so well. He might be in that conversation. He was at the beginning of the season about being a possible Heisman candidate, and he sure played like one tonight. I'll give him that much. And he gets to help the crowd out too now, as he's going to be 3-0 against the arch rivals from 12 miles away. Brett started off poorly. First throw was a pick-6, and then he started warming up.
Well, he was very comfortable all night in the pocket. He spread the ball around to a lot of different receivers. And, I mean, you can tell, I mean, he's a high-quality quarterback, good decision-making. In the one called quarterback run they had tonight in the red zone, he ran it in for a touchdown, his 8th rushing touchdown of the season.
There's the comparisons. You take that one interception off of there, and can't do much better than that.
Yeah.
So a final punt coming up from Mengel. Aguilar with a fair catch inside the 20. Reminder, Robert's been along with us all night. He'll be along with us as well with the Ford wrap-up show coming up next. Well, happy night, and there you go. Todd, some more traffic for you. They don't have traffic like that in Canton, Ohio, do they?
No, they don't.
We love it when every place we went this week, it said it was a mile away, and it took us 45 minutes to get wherever we were headed. Happy quarterback. Really nice job by both the offense and the defense for UCLA tonight. Buck Allen run down from behind. So it's going to be 3 straight wins in the series for the Bruins. Jim Mora's club goes to 9-2 and 6-2. There you see pretty good friends with a hug out there at midfield. Well done, UCLA. Final score 38-20. And they celebrate with their fans over there in the far corner of the end zone. USC falls to 7-4, 6-3 in conference play, and the Bruins go to 9-2 and 6-2. And one more order of business at hand, and that's Stanford. And if they can take care of that one as well, they'll be playing Oregon for the conference championship. That's going to wrap it up. Brett Hundley, great night for the quarterback. 4 touchdowns, 3 in the air, 1 on the ground. And UCLA wins it going away. 38-20 is the final. For Todd Blackledge and Holly Rowe and our entire ESPN on ABC crew, Brad Nestle saying so long from Pasadena. We go to the studio now for the Ford wrap-up show with Robert Flores.